Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're looking at the Creative Nuno Bluetooth speaker. We previously looked at the Raw 2 speaker, which is one of the more expensive ones in their range. I'll put a card for that on screen now if you want to check it out. But this is definitely aimed more to the budget side of things. They have also a micro version if you want something a bit smaller than this, even though this is pretty compact itself. You can get it in black or heather grey, which is the one we're showing you today. It's currently priced at $39.99 on the UK Creative Store, or if you're in the US it's $36.99. Now one thing that breaks this apart from the normal speakers we see is this has got a nice fabric wrap. Just something a little bit different, makes it look a lot more clean. You could say somewhat more classy than other speakers you see that are generally just plastic. But will we have the sound to match the aesthetics? We'll find out of course later in the video. Now spec wise we're lacking a little bit in detail. We can't actually find the specification of the frequency response or the power this is putting out on the website or anywhere pretty much online. So we have to have a little bit of a rough guess. I'd say it is probably about 20 watts in power, somewhere about 40 Hz to about 20,000 kilohertz. So other notable specs, it uses Bluetooth and a 3.5mm auxiliary in. Another cool thing is you can use it via the USB from a PC as well if you wanted to just enhance maybe your laptop or your MacBook speakers. It has a 1050 mAh battery which provides 6 hours of playback, although I'd say that's probably a little bit low. We generally see about 8 hours for Bluetooth speakers. So I think that's going to do for specs for a little while. Let's get into the actual box and take a look around. Obviously you can clearly see the speaker through the case, which I really do like. It's going to look great in a retail store on a shelf. You can see exactly what you're buying, especially helpful when there's also two colours available. So two clips on each side of the shell gets you into the actual speaker. Of course that's the first thing we're going to see. Underneath you've got all the instructions and paperwork, as well as a basic micro USB. And one thing I will say, the speaker is so easy to use that if you've already got a micro USB cable laying about that you use for charging, then you probably won't even need to open this box. That being said, I do like the design of the bottom compartment. It's done very well. So thanks to the outer shell, you've pretty much seen what the speaker looks like before you've even opened it. So as you can see, it's wrapped in the fabric, as I did mention, and the Nuno is actually the Japanese word for cloth, so the more you know. Creatives say that beneath the fabric, the Nuno gives you a great sound thanks to the high performance drivers inside. To my knowledge, there's just two in there. I think it does need a bit of a passive radiator or something just to add some more bass. Of course, I'll talk about frequencies at the end of the video, but there is certainly some improvements that I think you could make considering the size. So on the front, very minimal, just a Creative logo, which I think is nice and clean. So on the back, we've got options for the 3.5mm input, if you want to go with the cable. You may have noticed that one wasn't included in the box, so you will have to buy one if you want to go with that option. DC 5 volts for charging, and also don't forget you can use that to play back from a PC or Mac, just to enhance maybe your laptop speakers. Then we've got our power switch. At the top we find all of our onboard controls, so you can do volume, previous, next track, pause, then also press and hold for Bluetooth pairing, or also answering a call. Nice and simplistic as well, no extra features that you don't need. Two long rubber feet along the bottom of the speaker to make sure it's going to stay put where it is. Apart from that, underneath there's really not that much going on. That's the noise you'll be greeted when the device is powered on. You can also see a nice blue LED to indicate power.
Pairing mode, waiting for device to connect.
That's pretty self-explanatory when you're pairing together with your device. And that's what you hear when it's all complete. That will also turn red as well when you're charging, so it visually indicates what's going on. Although it doesn't portray the best, I will give you a sound sample. You need to bear in mind YouTube compresses the hell out of this audio, plus how you listen to it back and how I record it can drastically change things over the internet. So this isn't going to be very accurate, but if I don't put it in, someone will ask for it. So here it is. So on to the conclusion of this speaker. Now all around it's okay. The bass I think is one of the things that is lacking in, as I did mention before. This is purely because of the two drivers that are in there. We don't know what they are, but they're certainly not heavy enough with the magnets to produce a deeper end, which is a shame being a bass head, but this is the kind of price you can't expect miracles. The mids are definitely the talking point for this speaker. They're very upfront and in your face, which is very impressive considering the size and price of the speaker. Some definite crispiness going on there, which is good. It does have okay highs as well, but nothing to write home about. It does perform generally well okay overall. This is definitely a speaker for the bedroom, over a living room, or something bigger than that. I got to about 80% volume, then I started to notice distortion, so it's not a speaker you're going to want to blare at high volumes all the time. This is definitely a speaker to use maybe by your bed while you're reading, where it's not just pumping at you all the time, because that's going to get a bit too much. Lacking a 3.5mm cable in the box as well, so you do need to take note of that if you're going to get one. But that aside, you have got good Bluetooth range. I found up to over 10 meters, so you're going to be pretty safe if you're going to go wireless anyway. So overall, a very lightweight speaker, great for travelling, but that lightweight does mean it does lack on the bass. But bass aside, it still is a very good speaker for what you pay. I will put the links to this in the description box below if you want to get one for yourself. If you enjoyed the video and you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Thank you to Creative for sending this out for me to review, and I'll see you all in the next video.